Hey there guys, going to go over lesson 6.3 today. As we go through it, what we're going to talk about is standard form, which we've seen before. So that's just ax, bx. So it's just saying we want to get x and y on the same side. So guys, just a reminder, we're going to use a couple things. We're going to use the y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, that is our slope-intercept form, which we used the past 2 days. And we will continue to use that one as we go forward. And then the next thing we'll go through, just to point out, sorry, this is point-slope form. And don't forget that we had slope-intercept form that we were working with, and that was before break. It's been a little bit, but we had the slope-intercept form, which y equals mx plus b, where m is still my slope, and b is my y-intercept, kind of what you start with if you think about it in some of these. So what we'll go through is here, we want to write an equation in standard form. Well, they give me the slope, they give me a point, so I'm going to put this in point-slope form. So y minus 2, this is my y value that I'm plugging in, and my x value that I'm plugging in, equals my slope of 2, and then x minus a negative 2. So that's really plus 2. So that's in point-slope form. What we want to do is get x and y on the same side. So first we'll distribute. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 2 is 4. Then we want to get the constants together. So I'm going to move this 2 over by adding it. So now I have y equals 2x plus 6. And then my last step is I subtract the x term. And so we have y minus 2x is equal to 6. Now, one thing to point out to you, see how they have x first? So we can just switch the order. That's a negative 2x. The y is positive, so you could say plus y equals 6. And there we have it in standard form. We do it again. We have my slope and my point. So again, I'd say y minus my y value of 4. So again, this is my y value. That's my x value. Minus 4 is equal to my slope of 5. X minus, it's a negative 2. So again, that would turn to positive. I distribute. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 2 is 10. Y minus 4. So then I add 4. I get y equals 5x plus 14. In this case, I would subtract 5x. So I have y minus 5x equals 14. And then I'm just going to switch the order. So negative 5x plus y equals 14. There's my answer. So I'll have you do C and D. We'll go on now. They give us 2 points instead of giving us the slope. So if they give us these 2 points, first thing I need to do is find the slope. So I'm going to subtract my y values, negative 1 minus 4, and then negative 2 minus 0. So negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 2. And so 2 negatives will make a positive. So we could say 5 halves. You could write this as 2.5 if you want. Okay, so then we're going to choose a point. So I could choose either point. So I could choose 0, 4, or negative 2, negative 1. So I'll choose this one, negative 2, negative 1. So I'm going to go y minus my y value of negative 1 equals my slope of 5 halves, or 2.5, and then x minus my x value of negative 2. So minus and minus makes that a plus. Minus and minus makes that a plus. So now I distribute. So 5 halves times x is 5 halves x. Okay. Plus 5 halves times 2. That would be 2 over 1. So I just go 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So I go plus 5. Again, we subtract that 1, bring it over, so I have y equals 5 halves x plus 4, and then I would subtract that 5 halves x. So So it's y minus 5/2 x equals 4 would be my equation. I'll do one more of these so you can see. So I have, I'm going to subtract my y values. So first of all, find the slope. 2 minus -6. So those are my y values. And then 5 minus 3. Those are my x values. So minus and minus, that really makes an addition. So that's 2 plus 6 would be 8. Over 5 minus 3 would be 2. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. So then you could choose either point. I could choose this point or I could choose this point. I chose the first one. So I'm going to use this one, 5, 2. So y, my y value is 2 minus 2 equals my slope of 4. And then x minus my x value of 5. Then I distribute. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 5 is 20. Then we're going to add this 2. And you get y is equal to 4x minus 18. So y is equal to 4x minus 18. And then we're going to move that 4x over by subtracting it. So y minus 4x equals, don't forget, that's a negative 18. And then I just switch the order of the x and y. So negative 4x plus y equals negative 18. Again, you'll need questions C and D. Then next one, it says, write an equation in standard form to model it. A tank is filling up with water at a rate of 3 gallons per minute. That means this is our slope. Anytime I see per, that's our slope. The tank already has 3 gallons in it before it started being filled. So if you think about this, is like the starting point. So if we have that starting point, that's y equals mx plus b. It's in this point that we're using. So that's in the slope-intercept form. I know the slope. B is my y-intercept. It's like where it's starting at. So I can go ahead and say y is equal to my slope of 3 gallons per minute plus what we already have in there of 3. All right, and then we go ahead and say, all right, we want it in standard form. So all I have to do is subtract this 3x. So I have y minus 3x equals 3, and I'm just going to switch the order. Negative 3x plus y equals 3. Next thing, a hot tub is being filled with a hot tub filled with 440 gallons of water is being drained. After 1.5 hours, the amount of water has decreased to 320 gallons. So they don't give us it's decreasing by such amount. It doesn't give that to us. But what it does is it says it starts. So after 0 hours, there's 440 gallons in there. And then after 1.5 hours, so 1.5 hours, there's 320 gallons. So what I have is I have 2 ordered pairs. So I'm going to subtract my y values, 440 minus 320 over 0 minus 1.5. So I subtract that and I get 120 over negative 1.5. So then I go ahead and divide 120 divided by 1.5, and that is 80. That's negative 80. So then I just plug in the point, so I'll choose that point. So y minus my y value, 440, equals my slope, it's negative, and then x minus 0. So this actually makes it easy. Again, I would distribute negative 80 times x is negative 80x. Negative 80 times 0 is 0. So I don't need to put a 0 on there. So then I add that 440. And so I get y is equal to negative 80x plus 440. And then the last thing is I want to move it over. So I'll write it down, negative 80x plus 440. So I'm going to add this 80x because it's negative. So again, we'd say 80 or I'll just do it to be consistent with what I have been doing. So y plus 80x equals 440. And then again, x goes first. So it'd be 80. 80 is positive x plus y equals 440. And that would be in standard form. So this last one, C, you can look at it and you can say, is it like A, where they give me how much it is per minute? Do they give me the slope? Or is it like B, where I have to have 2 points and then find the slope and go from there?